as you can see, rock solid, hasn't affected it at all. So again, if you're considering buying a Toyota vehicle, regardless, definitely consider, if you live out in the regions, rural or remote parts of Australia, definitely consider a genuine Toyota Bulbar straight up when you buy the vehicle. Have it fitted by them. Again, I don't work for Toyota. I have nothing to do with them. I simply own a Toyota Hilux. As I said, it's a 2022 SR5 turbo diesel 6-speed manual in the white, as you can see, with the tub. And that Bulbar has absolutely worked a treat. It's saved the vehicle. It's allowed me to drive home safely. As I said, it's fed that roo underneath the driver's side wheels and popped out the back. Sometimes those tails of roos can whip around and cause a fair bit of panel damage, but I've been lucky in that case that it's gone completely underneath. And I was towing a trailer as well at the time, so the trailer's unaffected as well. It's not damaged. Again, looking at the wheel, here's the wheel that's gone over the roo. Having a look at the suspension, nothing looks damaged, bent, apart from being really muddy, but that's all going to get cleaned up shortly. That's just the standard hole within the thing there. Wheel doesn't look like it's been buckled. Now, a few sensors have broken that detect the alignment of the wheels. So when the vehicle's is not moving and the handbrake is released, there's a steady alarm come on. So obviously the roo has caught up with some sensors in the front there underneath and broken or ripped them out, so that will need replacing as well, but fairly minor, considering it could have been a write-off. That size roo would have, without the Bulbar or an inferior product, would have done a lot of major damage, and I wouldn't have been driving home from that impact. So all in all, if you're doing a lot of driving around, particularly in the early mornings or in the late afternoons when the kangaroos are most prevalent, definitely consider. I can't more than highly recommend the Toyota genuine steel Bulbar. It's worth every penny that you invest. Obviously designed to fit the vehicle, and it has exactly as the marketing videos on Toyota say. I was looking at them, and at the time of considering whether I should go with a genuine bar or an aftermarket model, and I was, there's obviously some very good quality aftermarket bars out there, but I thought, no, I'll stick with the genuine, and I've definitely been rewarded for that choice, in my opinion. Not to say that an aftermarket bar wouldn't work. I'm sure they're just as good, but I don't have one, so I can't speak to that. I can only speak to the bar that I've got. So if you are looking at Toyota, definitely get a price for them to fit and supply a genuine Toyota Bulbar. You will definitely not be upset at an impact. Now, I can't say if it may have been a different case if it had been a complete T-bone of the animal at the front. Clearly there's no damage there, but definitely a side strike here. And often they are side strikes in terms of they're going to be the most common sort of strike you'll get, where it's just come straight out of the bush. You've had no time. I didn't even see it until it was on the side of me, so there was no chance of avoiding it. And as we all know, any of us people driving around regularly in the bush know that you don't avoid a roo unless you just keep going, because you could end up hitting a tree, rolling the vehicle, going into another vehicle, and having a lot worse consequences. So this is pretty minor, considering I'm fully insured. So the insurance make a claim and they'll cover all of that. Yeah, it's been a pretty good result from any sort of strike is somewhat traumatising, particularly on a relatively brand new vehicle that's got very low mileage. As I said, 23,000 Ks. yeah, you obviously you don't want this to happen, but when it does and it's unavoidable, you want the right gear on the front. And definitely, I believe I chose the right gear for this vehicle. Thanks, Toyota. Thanks for designing a wonderful bar. You've definitely got the right product there, and I'll be recommending it to everyone that I speak to. There you go. That's a genuine recommendation from someone who doesn't have nothing to do with Toyota or the car industry at all, or anyone who may fab up these bars. I'm just a regular old Joe out there. Again, another quick look. No damage in there. There's obviously some of the cowling here is broken off, comparing it to the undamaged side there. That's all nice and fine. She's worked. Very, very good product and worth every cent, and should definitely be something you consider when you get your new Land Cruiser 79 series or a Hilux or even any of their other models that they might have a bar for. Get a quote and know from at least looking at this video that the product definitely works. It's solid, and as they state, it's protected all the vitals of the engine. In fact, really, there's, considering the speed of about 100k an hour that I was travelling, and the size of the roo, so it was a medium to full size roo. Not sure if it was a female or a male, but it doesn't really matter. They're all very solid animals, as we know. Anyone who's had a roo strike. It could have done a hell of a lot. If I had no bar on there, it would have been game over for the night, and a tilt tray back home, which would have been a big expense and a lot more time mucking around. So this allowed me to pull over, did a quick check of the vitals of the vehicle. Everything was still running. Air conditioning's running. As I said, did a few brake tests, steering tests. Apart from the sensors, a few of the sensors at the front there now needing to be replaced, which indicate what way the wheels are pointing. Yeah, I could continue my journey home safely. Okay, thank you. I know it's been a long video, but I know people often on YouTube looking for genuine reviews on product, and this couldn't be more of a genuine review on the Toyota genuine Bulbar, steel Bulbar too. I'd only go steel, I wouldn't go alloy. Alloy being obviously lightweight is fine, but a steel Bulbar is really what you need when you're out in the rural, regional and remote parts of Australia when you're going past wildlife like kangaroos and things like that. It's just strong, and it's definitely going to protect the front end. Good on you. Hope you enjoy the video. Subscribe and like to it. Really appreciate it. I don't put a lot of videos up, but I definitely wanted to put this one up because I know that I wasn't quite sure whether I'd made the right choice, but definitely super pleased with the choice I made. Good on you. Bye for now.